G. Yeah. Rockefeller, y'all.
Hey, how you doing? H. Reed here, HRJR Enterprises, and we are here for yet another video in the HRJR Motivational Video Group Series, HRJR Speaks, and I'm answering another question that was raised by a group member, and she wants me to discuss the characteristics of an entrepreneur, what it takes to be one, the hard work and dedication, the payoff, and what's the difference between a person having a business or a hobby. So let's address this point by point. Well, again, these are just my opinions, okay? Characteristics of an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is somebody who believes that they have a product or a service that they are willing to put out there into the world and provide for the world, while at the same time earning their income from providing that product or service. What people need to realize is that we all more or less are entrepreneurs. We all have a product and service to sell. The product that we market every day is ourselves. When you go to a job interview to apply for a job, you are marketing, and you are in the process of selling yourself. Okay, and when you get hired by that job, guess what? You've just been bought. Okay, and the service you provide is the work that you do, and the compensation you receive is your paycheck. Now, the difference between an employee and an entrepreneur is that there's somebody else who determines the worth and the value of the employee's work, and they in turn give you what they think you're worth. The entrepreneur, on the other hand, defines his or her own value for his or her own work. And if the quality of the service or product that they provide is worth what their clientele deems valuable, then they'll pay that price. So I believe that an entrepreneur is someone who basically takes control of their professional and financial destiny. What does it take to be one? A little bit of craziness and a lot of bravery and a lot of faith, because it's not an easy path. It is not an easy path. But I always say, people say easier said than done, but I say people use that as a crutch. So someone who's an entrepreneur, they're the type of person, these are the jump off the cliff and build your wings on the way down type people. So again, it's going to take a lot of faith. It's going to take a lot of hard-headedness. It's going to take a lot of endurance. And yeah, a little bit of craziness, because you have to understand that there's a lack of security involved in being an entrepreneur. When you have that job, you go in and clock in, that paycheck is coming. All right. But then again, there were people who worked for this little small company, you might have heard of it, called Enron. One day they came to punch in and there wasn't no paychecks coming. So again, those are the qualities that I think it takes to be an entrepreneur. She wants me to talk about the hard work and the dedication. That plays into those qualities that I mentioned before, because it's not going to come easy. You understand that every actor you see in your favorite movies, they're unemployed. More often than not, they're unemployed. Okay? You got somebody like, say, Denzel Washington, who might work once or twice a year, if that. But see, the thing is, you get a Will Smith, you get a Denzel Washington or somebody like that, and understand that even though they might work once or twice a year, if that, when they do work, the work that they do, they ensure that they get paid well enough to compensate not having to work a whole lot of hours throughout the day and throughout the year, what have you. Will Smith makes what, $20 million a movie? So, I mean, what could you do if you had the opportunity to make $20 million once okay, you'd be set for the rest of your life. The average person sitting here watching this video, you get $20 million, you get $10 million, you get $5 million. Really, you get $1 million and learn how to stay living within your means. You're pretty much set for the rest of your life. But these people, actors, professional actors, musicians, what have you, they're unemployed 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, because they work when they want to work. They work when it's best suited for them a lot of times. And again, because of their talent and their ability to name their own price, then they have the means to afford to be unemployed 9 times out of 10. So it takes a lot of hard work and dedication to be able to prove yourself worthy of that caliber of work. There are speakers that do different events. I've been speaking for several years now. I don't make Les Brown money. I ain't gonna front like I do. I'm not gonna fake it till you make it that much. That just be lying. Les Brown could get $25,000 for an hour of his time. Okay, me. Well, I ain't gonna tell you what I charge you. You wanna hire me? We'll discuss negotiations. But I make a pretty penny when I do my speaking engagements. Okay, I control the value of my work, but at the same time, I still do have a day job. And guess what? They tell me how much they think I'm worth by how much they pay me. So, what I always tell people is, by vocation, I'm this, but by passion, I'm this. And the fact of the matter is, I do my vocation. I live my passion. So as long as I'm living my passion will definitely be able to provide a living for me. So you got to be dedicated to what it is, whatever it is that you're trying to do or get into. The payoff. Well, there's a couple ways I can attack the payoff. Not so much attack the payoff, but address that topic, the payoff. First, don't go into your business thinking about the payoff. You're never going to get it. It's like the old saying, a watch pot never boils. Okay? You have to go into this business, whatever it may be, focused on providing a quality product or service. Okay? And that's it. Quite frankly, that's it. Go into your business providing a quality product or service. So many businesses, and I'm going to say it. I know a lot of different people watch my videos, but I'm going to say it. Black-owned businesses. A lot of black-owned businesses are garbage. A lot of them are great, but a lot of them are garbage. Why? Because they don't provide good customer service. They don't provide quality products at a quality price. Okay? Because they're more concerned with the payoff. They're more concerned with making their money right off the top. I have this product. You're going to pay my price for this product. Well, I can get this product over here, for $25 less. Oh, well, why are you going to go support them? Because it's $25 less. But that's the white man. Yeah, but it's $25 less for the same thing. So why should I go just because we black, I'm going to go to you and pay more? No. See, so this is how we got to stop undercutting each other, and not supporting our businesses, because black-owned businesses tend to, like I said, try to get that payoff right off the top. When the reality is, if you just buckle down and provide a quality product, provide quality customer service, your customers will not only continue to come back to you, they will refer you to other people. When we got my wife's photography business started, we had a choice, or rather she had a choice. It just so happens that she had took some pictures at a wedding, and quite frankly, the people who hired a photographer, which wasn't her, they hated the pictures they got from him. And somebody put them on to her, and she showed them some of the pictures that she took, and they fell in love with everything she showed them. And they went, how much? And I told my wife, I said, babe, you can really, really stick it to these people, because you have something that they can't get anywhere else on the planet. You can really stick it to them. I think they will pay whatever price, within relative reason, they will pay whatever price you charge them for these pictures, because they can't go back and do their wedding all over again. But at the same time, if you give them, or rather on the other hand, if you give them a reasonable price, I mean, make your money, but give them a reasonable price, more than likely, I guarantee you, you'll be able to get more business from them. Not only did she give them a reasonable price, which they accepted, and she made a nice little chunk of change, she wound up doing their maternity pictures, their newborn pictures, their 6-month pictures, their year-old pictures, and then referrals started coming in. We went to the accountant, got her LLC started, and that's how she started her business. Okay, and to this day, she's still rocking and rolling with her business, and her business is growing and it's really picking up. So again, the dedication, the hard work, the payoff is going to come in time. You have to build it up. You can't. You might go into a business venture saying, I want to be as rich as Russell Simmons or Donald Trump or Puffy. But understand this: Russell Simmons, Donald Trump, and Puffy, P. Diddy, Sean Combs, whatever, they didn't go into those ventures having what you see them have today. They had to start somewhere. Okay, Russell Simmons started Def Jam in a college dorm room. All right, Donald Trump used to go with his father from apartment to apartment in the slums of New York, where his father owned buildings, collecting rent. Sometimes he had to carry a baseball bat and brass knuckles to help protect his father when people didn't want to pay their rent. Okay, who else is that? Sean Combs, Diddy, Daddy, Puff, whatever you want to call him. All right. He was an intern for Uptown Records, and he would have to commute every weekend from down at Howard University in D.C. up to New York to do his internship. All right, so everybody has to start somewhere. You can't go into business waiting, or rather go into business expecting that payoff to jump right off. It just doesn't happen. All right, so I hope we're squared away on the payoff. Do you have a business or a hobby? What's the difference between the two? Again, I'm going to use my wife as an example. She had a hobby. She loved taking pictures. You know, we go to the park, she's taking pictures. Family get together, she's taking pictures. You know, babies running around the house, she's taking pictures. You know, between our niece and our first son, what have you, you know, she's taking pictures. You know, that's a hobby. You know, make a little photo albums, you know, collages or whatever. That's a hobby. Okay? It becomes a business when you provide a product or service and someone pays you for that product or service. Okay? Then it becomes and then you have to do this repeatedly. And when you get to the point where you're on the verge of sustaining yourself, then you have something more of a business. Then there's also the legal matters. You know, if you're LLC, sole proprietorship, S corporation, you know, all kinds of, you know, different legal jargon like that. But I think ultimately the most important thing is that you define what it is that you want to do. Define what it is that you want to do and determine whether or not you can see yourself doing it and earning an income from it, but at the same time enjoying it. Okay? I think that a lot of people say they want to do things. I have people tell me all the time, oh, I want to write a book. I want to write a book. Then what's stopping you? Oh, I don't have the time. What do you mean you don't have the time? You got the same 24 hours a day that everybody else has. Oh, I want to start my own business. What do you want to do? I don't know. Well, then you're never going to start that business, let alone, you know, go from a hobby or what have you. I write poetry. This is a big thing. A lot of people say they write poetry. They write poetry, and they want to write. They want to take their little notebook, okay, and like, you know, a little journal, notebook, or something like this, okay, and turn that into a book. What's stopping you? Okay, and then, you know, you have to go through the process of marketing, promotion, so on and so forth. You know, so if you have a hobby is something that you do just for fun. A business is something that you could turn a hobby into, but then you draw an income from it. I'm going to leave you with this. One of the books that I read, one of the first books I read that changed the course of my life and put me on the path that I'm on is Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And out of many lessons I learned in that book, the primary lesson I learned was this. There's a difference between earning money and making money. some of you may be hearing this for the first time and might be sitting there saying, no, it ain't. It's the same thing. No, there's a difference between earning money and making money. When you go to work, you got a job. When you go to work and you punch that clock and you do your 8, 9, 10 hours, whatever it is, you do your 40 hours a week, make your overtime, what have you. When you get your paycheck, that is earned income. However, on the other hand, if you have a product or service that you're willing to provide to the world, okay, and you're looking to either fill a void where nothing exists or improve upon something that already does exist and put your own price tag on it, then have someone else find such intrinsic value in that product or service that they're willing to pay the price that you paid, rather that you put on that item, well, then you've made money. You've made money. So, for example, let's see, do I have a copy of my book around? No, I don't have a copy of my book around. It's on the other side of the room, and I'm not going to get up and go get it. But, say you got a book. This isn't my book, but it's a book. All right? I wrote a book. Okay? I put a price on that book. And someone feels as though they find the value that I charged for that book, and they pay me the money that I charge for that book. Now, there was nothing. Then there's a book. Then money exchanges hands. That's earned. That's made money right there. That is how you make money. You create or improve a product or service and fill a void. Where there's nothing, you fill a void, or you improve upon something that already exists. You put your price tag on it, and if someone finds enough value that they want to give you their money in exchange for the product or service that you're providing, then there you have made money. And that is the difference between earned income and made money. And when my wife saw that for the first time, she was convinced then that she could turn her hobby of taking pictures into her business of taking pictures. Okay? She took pictures at a wedding. Okay? She created they created the moment, but she created those pictures. Okay, and then those pictures became a commodity item to those people. And they would have paid just about anything to get those pictures because they couldn't get them anyplace else on the planet. She put her price tag on those pictures. Those people paid it. And where there was nothing, she put pictures and got money in exchange, made money. There it is. So, this was a little bit longer than the last video I did, I'm sure, but there were a lot of questions that wanted to be addressed. So, Sha, I hope that answers your questions, or Shay, Shay. You know who I'm talking to, girl. I hope this answers your questions, and if not, again, let me know and we'll dig deeper into the conversation. I'm actually preparing a speech for a convention I'll hopefully be doing later on this year that has to do with entrepreneurship and networking. So you kind of got me to touch on some of the things that I'm going to put in my speech. So I appreciate you for helping me do that. And you didn't even know you were helping me, which is a beautiful thing. So with that, I'm going to go now and prepare myself for things I got to do tomorrow. And I hope you guys have a great evening and a great day, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.
Yeah, never sprung, huh? Jigger, Rockefeller, y'all. Never sprung, huh? Yeah, beat the repertoire. Pause. Feel me on this one. Pause. Feel this. Never sprung, huh?